Welcome to Commercial Property Deep Dive by Eureka Business Group. In each episode, we break down the essentials of managing commercial properties with expert advice and actionable tips. Let's dive right in.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Excited to be here.
Today, we're going to be exploring the Dallas-Fort Worth retail market.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty dynamic landscape, tons of opportunity, especially if you're interested in real estate.
For sure.
And we've got this great report to guide us, understanding the DFW retail market. Insights for property owners.
Excellent report.
So whether you're, already a seasoned investor or just kind of curious about how cities evolve,
Yeah.
I think you're going to get a lot out of this deep dive.
Absolutely.
So maybe to kick things off, could you give us just a quick overview of why the DFW retail scene is so fascinating?
Well, when we talk about DFW retail, we're not just talking about a little strip mall here and there.
Right.
This is a massive economic engine, over 7.6 million people.
Wow.
And one of the things that makes retail so stable here is the diverse economy.
Okay.
I mean, you've got tech giants, healthcare powerhouses, all these different sectors that really provide a strong foundation.
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
It's almost mind-boggling when you think about it. All these people moving to the area, businesses popping up all over the place. It's no wonder retail is booming, right?
Yeah.
So the report talks a lot about this trend towards mixed-use developments.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about what the big draw is there? Why are people so excited about these?
Sure. I think it's all about creating these vibrant, walkable communities where you've got, everything at your fingertips.
Yeah.
Imagine living above, a cool coffee shop or a unique boutique, and you just step out your door and you're right in the heart of it all.
Right in action.
It's that convenience and that sense of community that makes it so appealing.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And I bet property owners are loving this trend too, huh?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Mixed-use developments tend to attract higher quality tenants.
Right.
And that means more consistent foot traffic, which is gold for businesses.
Makes sense.
So yeah, I think it's a win-win.
It's a win-win for everybody. Okay, so we've got this booming population, these really kind of innovative mixed-use developments.
Right.
But what about e-commerce? I mean, that's the elephant in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it crushing brick-and-mortar stores, or is there more to the story?
Well, it's definitely a factor.
Yeah.
But I think what we're seeing is actually a fusion of e-commerce and physical stores.
Okay.
Think about services like click and collect,
Right.
where you buy online and then you go pick it up in the store.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's all about adapting and providing a seamless shopping experience.
Okay, so it's not like one is replacing the other.
Right.
It's more like they're finding ways to kind of work together.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. It makes me wonder about the future of traditional malls.
Yeah.
Are they going to become dinosaur bones or can they adapt too?
That's the big question. It's a challenge for sure, but I think it also presents a huge opportunity.
Okay.
How can these large spaces evolve to support, this new kind of hybrid shopping model?
Right. Yeah.
That's what a lot of property owners are wrestling with right now.
I'm already getting ideas just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the shift to mixed use and this whole integration of e-commerce.
Yeah.
But the report also highlighted this idea that experience is king in the retail world.
It is.
What exactly does that mean, specifically in DFW?
Well, I think it boils down to this. People are looking for more than just a place to buy stuff.
Okay.
They crave experiences, a sense of community, a connection.
Yeah.
And so retailers are realizing that, and they're creating these really immersive, engaging environments that go beyond just selling products.
So you're talking about things like events, workshops, those interactive displays you see everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just at a clothing store here in Dallas that was holding a DIY workshop.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. You could, learn to customize your clothes, meet other people who are into fashion, and it didn't feel like I was just a customer,
Right.
It felt like I was part of something.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I really think they nailed it.
Yeah, that's a great example of what we're talking about. It's not just about the transaction, it's about creating those memories and those connections.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we've got the experience factor, but another big theme that stood out to me was sustainability.
Yeah.
It's not just a buzzword anymore, right?
Yeah, definitely not. Consumers are really paying attention to this, They want to support businesses that align with their values.
For sure.
And that's why things like green certifications, energy efficiency, sustainable design, all of that is becoming so important.
So it's not just about doing the right thing, it's
Yeah.
good business too.
It is.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about location, and demographics.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a big deal, right? I mean, DFW it's incredibly diverse.
Yeah.
What works in one neighborhood might totally bomb in another, right?
Absolutely. You know, a trendy, high-end concept might be a huge hit in uptown Dallas.
Right.
But, you know, something more family-friendly might do better in a suburb like Frisco, for example.
Yeah, that makes sense. So understanding those nuances is really key to succeeding in DFW.
It is.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some of the opportunities and challenges facing the DFW retail market.
Okay.
What really jumped out at you from the report?
Well, on the opportunities side, you know, we've got this wave of urban revitalization happening all over the Metroplex.
Oh,
You know, areas like West Dallas, the Design District, they're being transformed, and that brings new life, new investment, and it's a huge boost for retail.
Okay.
And of course, you know, the population growth shows no signs of slowing down.
Right. More people, more potential customers.
Exactly. So there's a lot of potential there.
The report also mentioned this integration of technology as a major opportunity.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, technology is transforming every aspect of retail, right?
Yeah.
From, you know, digital signage that grabs your attention to these sophisticated point-of-sale systems that make checkout a breeze.
Yeah.
It's really changing the game for both customers and for tenants.
It's interesting to see how that's playing out. Okay, so lots of opportunity, but let's be real. There's got to be some challenges too, right?
Oh, of course.
I mean, it can't all be sunshine and roses.
I wish. I think one of the biggest challenges is market saturation.
Okay.
You know, in some areas, there are just so many retail options that it can be really tough to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, so location is key, but you can't just rely on that alone. You've got to bring something unique to the table.
Exactly.
What other challenges are DFW retail players facing?
Well, the DFW economy is generally pretty strong, but we can't ignore, you know, economic fluctuations.
Right.
You know, changes in consumer spending, inflation, things like that can have a big impact.
Yeah.
So adaptability is really key. You know, you got to be ready to adjust when things change.
That makes a lot of sense. So speaking of adapting, the report outlines several strategies for success in this market.
Right.
What are some of the key takeaways for property owners who want to really thrive in this environment?
Well, first and foremost, market research is non-negotiable.
Okay.
You've got to be obsessed with understanding the trends, the demographics, the competition in your target area.
So knowledge is power, especially in this market.
Absolutely.
What else is crucial for success?
Building strong relationships is essential. You know, building relationships with tenants, brokers, other key players in the industry.
Yeah.
It's all about networking, collaboration, you know, really creating a supportive community. Right.
I love that. It's like building a retail family.
Exactly.
So never underestimate the importance of that.
Right.
Okay, so far we've got stay informed, build relationships, anything else?
And be adaptable.
Right.
You know, what's hot today might be old news tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, you know, stay informed, be open to new ideas, and be ready to pivot when you need to.
Okay, so stay informed, build relationships, and be ready to kind of adapt to the changing environment.
Right.
What about property maintenance? Is that something that owners should be thinking about?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You know, a well-maintained property is going to attract quality tenants.
Right.
Nobody wants to lease a space that looks run down.
Yeah, it's all about creating a space that people want to be in.
Exactly.
A space that's inviting, well-maintained, and really reflects that vibrant energy of the DFW market.
Yeah, you nailed it.
This has been an amazing deep dive so far.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from mixed-use developments to the power of experiential retail and all these challenges and opportunities.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, but we're just getting started.
We are.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll explore even more insights and really start to look ahead at the future of the DFW retail market.
Looking forward to it.
I am too.
Should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Glad to be back.
You know, it's interesting how the DFW retail market really kind of reflects what we're seeing across the country as a whole.
Yeah, for sure.
This fusion of brick and mortar with digital, the focus on experience, the demand for sustainability, it's really shaping the future of retail, not just in DFW, but everywhere.
Yeah, it feels like it's constantly evolving.
It is.
Retailers and property owners, they have to be like on their toes, always ready to adapt and innovate.
Absolutely. And that's where strategic thinking comes in. When you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, consumers they're becoming much more discerning. They have more choices than ever before, and they're really seeking, value, authenticity, a sense of connection with the brands they choose.
So it's not just about having the right product in the right location anymore.
No.
There's a whole other layer to it.
Absolutely. It's about crafting a holistic experience that really resonates with your target audience.
Okay.
Understanding their needs, their values, their aspirations, and weaving that into the fabric of their retail experience.
This makes me think about those strategies we discussed earlier, like market research. That's more vital than ever, wouldn't you say?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Knowing your customer is paramount.
Okay.
What are they passionate about? Where do they spend their time? And how can you, as a property owner or retailer, tap into that? It's about really understanding that competitive landscape and finding those golden opportunities to differentiate yourself.
Yeah, and those relationships we talked about, they play a big part in this too, right?
They're essential.
Yeah.
It's about nurturing a sense of community, both within your retail space and within the larger DFW market.
Okay.
Collaborating with other businesses, engaging with local organizations, creating this web of support.
Yeah, I love that.
That's how you thrive.
It's so much more dynamic than, the old school approach to retail.
It is.
It's exciting.
It is. It's about being proactive, adaptable, and constantly seeking ways to elevate that customer experience.
So let's talk about the future.
Okay.
How do you see these trends shaping the DFW retail landscape in the coming years?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think we're going to see the lines between physical and digital retail continuing to blur.
Okay.
Even more ingenious uses of technology to personalize the shopping experience and create that seamless omni-channel journey.
So it's not about, one or the other.
No.
It's about finding a way to make them work together in harmony.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see even greater emphasis on sustainability and social responsibility.
Okay.
Consumers are more conscious than ever, and they want to know that the businesses they support share their values.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and retailers and property owners who can showcase their commitment to those things are really going to have an edge.
Right. So you're saying that we might even see like the emergence of entirely new retail models.
I think so.
Okay.
Concepts that prioritize things like community engagement, local sourcing, circularity.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a world where retail is actually a force for good, not just, a means to an end. Right.
Yeah, it's almost like the entire industry is going through this metamorphosis, like reimagining itself for a new era.
Yeah, and it's a really exciting time to be a part of it. There are challenges, of course.
Sure.
But the opportunities are immense for those who are willing to embrace change and think outside the box.
So what would you say is the most crucial takeaway for our listeners today?
I think the key message is this, the DFW retail market, it's a living, breathing entity.
Okay.
It's constantly in flux.
Yeah.
And to thrive in this environment, you have to be adaptable, you have to be innovative, and you have to be deeply attuned to your customers.
Okay.
Understanding the trends is vital, but challenging the status quo and creating something truly unique, that's what's going to set you apart.
That's a really powerful insight.
Yeah.
It's not about blindly following the rules.
Right.
It's about having the courage to kind of forge your own path.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Carve out your niche, differentiate yourself, and create a retail experience that really resonates deeply with your target audience. Be bold, be creative, and don't be afraid to take calculated risks.
I love that. So the future of retail in DFW is all about kind of pushing boundaries and redefining what's possible.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's about embracing that dynamism of the market and uncovering these hidden gems of opportunity that allow you to create something truly exceptional.
That's such an inspiring way to look at it.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about trends, we've talked about opportunities, challenges, strategies for success.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to address.
Okay, I'm all ears. What is it?
The human element.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, retail is about people.
absolutely.
You know, it's about connecting with customers on a human level, building relationships, and creating experiences that leave them feeling valued and appreciated.
You're absolutely right. You know, we can talk all day about data and trends and technology, but the beating heart of retail is human connection. You know, fostering a sense of community, belonging, making people feel good.
And that's something that's never going to go out of style, no matter how much the industry evolves.
So it's timeless.
Yeah, it really is. So as we kind of peer into this future of the DFW retail market,
Yeah.
let's remember the importance of that human touch.
Yeah.
You know, let's create spaces that are not only, you know, commercially viable, but also welcoming, inspiring, and genuinely enjoyable for everyone.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
You know, it's about striking that perfect balance where business and humanity intersect, where commerce and community intertwine.
I love that. That's beautifully said.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect segue into our final part of this deep dive. Okay. So we've talked a lot about these big trends shaping the DFW retail market.
Right, yeah.
But let's kind of zoom in a little bit, bring it down to earth.
Sure.
What does all of this mean for like an actual property owner?
Yeah, good question.
Like, what are the practical implications here?
Well, I think the bottom line is that success in this market really requires a strategic and an adaptable approach.
Okay.
You know, the days of just finding a good location and signing a lease are over.
Yeah.
You have to be proactive, you have to do your research, and you have to be willing to evolve with the market.
So it's much more than just, you know, the basics.
It is.
You need to be thinking holistically.
Yeah,
Considering the experience you're creating for both tenants and customers.
exactly.
Right.
Thinking about like the demographics of your target area, the types of businesses that would thrive there,
Okay.
amenities and services that would really attract and retain those businesses.
It's almost like creating a mini ecosystem, isn't it?
It is. It's a great analogy. You know, you're cultivating the synergy between different businesses,
Right.
optimizing the flow of foot traffic, curating the overall vibe and energy of the space.
And of course you've got to keep the financial side of things in mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. You need to have a solid understanding of the market, the costs involved, the potential return on investment.
Right. You need to be able to make informed decisions about things like rent, lease terms, property improvements, always with an eye on that bottom line.
It sounds like a lot to manage.
It can be.
Yeah.
But it's also incredibly rewarding. You know, when you see a property come to life, businesses flourishing, customers happy, there's no feeling quite like it.
Yeah, I bet. What advice would you give to a property owner just starting out in the DFW market?
Oh, that's a good one.
Like, what are those essential first steps?
Well, I think first and foremost, immerse yourself in research.
Okay.
You know, understand the nuances of the market,
Yeah.
the prevailing trends, the competitive landscape. Right. Identify your target audience. Find a location that really aligns with their needs and their preferences.
So it's all about finding that perfect match, that sweet spot.
Exactly. Don't try to be everything to everyone.
Okay.
Instead, focus on a specific niche
Mm-hmm.
and build a strong reputation within that domain.
What about the importance of those relationships that we talked about?
Yeah, it's crucial.
Okay.
Network with other property owners, brokers, potential tenants.
Yeah.
Get involved in the community.
Yeah.
These connections are invaluable as you navigate the DFW retail landscape.
So it's really like building a support system,
It is.
a network of people who understand the challenges and can kind of offer guidance.
Absolutely. And never underestimate the power of asking for help or advice.
Okay.
There are a ton of resources available to property owners in the DFW area. Tap into those and don't be afraid to reach out to people who've been there, done that.
So to recap,
Yes.
find your niche, do your research, create an experience, embrace sustainability, build relationships, and be adaptable.
That's it.
That's the recipe for success in this market.
It is.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Thanks again for sharing your expertise with us.
My pleasure.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this journey into the DFW retail market.
Yes. Thanks for listening.
I hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
I hope so.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Thanks for tuning in to Commercial Property Deep Dive by Eureka Business Group. We hope you enjoyed today's insights. Don't forget to subscribe for more expert tips and real stories to help you navigate the world of commercial property management. Until next time, keep thriving.